You guys are going into slavery. You're going into slavery though. Yeah, but there's no peace between your house and our house.
Even if, oh shit, is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's my bad.
But what do you mean? That's what your people did. That's your gaslighting.
That's my bad.
You know, they're kids anyway. They're kids.
They could be Israel, but I know the spirit they're coming in when they're just trying to mock. Yeah, that's why it's not because they see whatever. It's not entertainment. I can tell.
And really, because they know that there's got nothing to do with peace. They're doing that because that's their way of trying to smooth over everything.
So they seem, remember, you have to understand the way they see it. They think they're going to try and get their five into entertainment, doing some sort of entertainment. It's not entertainment. It's not TV. You know what I mean? It's not what's the word? GSI TV. It's not the Prime Daily. It's not none of that shit.
So anything else? That's
Last three pieces I'm gonna close up. But I was gonna bring out that precept in so Revelations 14, verse 15. And another angel came up out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. So during the time of their Third World War nuclear conflict, that's the time of harvest, where Yahweh Shai will put in that harvest, that will put in that sickle and reap, right, the fruit of the earth. They that are appointed unto death, to the lasers and what, the nuclear destruction, and they for what? For what? The gathering together of the barn, which is the elect. They shall be gathered together into the barn, right? Which barn represents what? The chariots, for what? Salvation. Right? So we read that part again. Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And we know what the harvest of the earth represents what? Let me get this right now in Matthew's. Matthew's 13. This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 39. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. Right, so the harvest actually represents the end of this time. The time has come for thee to reap. You know what? The end of Esau's world. And who's going to come at the end of Esau's world? The so-called white man's time. Yahweh Shai. And the reapers is Yahweh Shai, the chief angel. And what the reapers are also the other military members, the other angels that cometh. Right, thousands upon thousands of chariots. Just like in Mount Sinai. That's in Psalm 68, man. Right, so let me get this, let me read on. So it says, for the harp, back in Revelations 14, in the middle of verse 15. Say what?
That's an idol, man. That's taboos. That's an idol.
Let's ignore it. For the harvest of the earth is ripe. Right, so it's time. Right? And that's when the scriptures talk about the farmer, right? He waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, for it to become ripe. And we've been waiting, man. We have been waiting for the time of the end of this time. And in the end, what's going to happen? Yahweh Shai is going to beam up the kingdom to the Most High. That's in 1 Corinthians. Okay? So it says, and he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. Right? And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High. So what's that great winepress? The thermonuclear destruction. Right? A lot of people walking around right now You don't realize that your future is to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire.
And the great earthquake as well. Remember, all of that TNT that's going to be let off at America and the Middle East is going to cause a great earthquake. Remember, I think Russia's got about 6,000 nukes, and then China's got about 5,000, 3,000. North Korea. So all of those nuclear weapons being let off in an hour, that's going to cause a great earthquake around the world. I think they let off a nuke in the Rhone, I think, and they caused a big earthquake in the Sahara. So it's going to be, all of these buildings are going to fall down, man. And then the chariots are going to come and destroy some things though.
So in the meantime, when you're going to have a vast proportion of the people being cast into thermonuclear fire, you're also going to have a remnant being delivered from not only North America, but from various countries throughout the earth, according to Isaiah, the 11th chapter. And as it tells you what, in all the lands that the Lord's going to give us fame, in all the lands that we were put to shame.
Right.
Baruch chapter 4 says, as he will destroy, the Lord will, it's in Baruch chapter 4, I told you the Lord's going to, all the nations shall see, I'm roughly paraphrasing, Baruch chapter 4. Baruch chapter 4.
Right, verse 29.
Baruch 4 and 29. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you, that's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, shall bring you everlasting joy and death with your salvation.
Right.
Right? And it says, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, because Jerusalem's a people before it's a place. It's not talking about them fake Jews over there. For he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. And that's proof, he that gave you that name. It's not talking about that actual land, it's talking about the people. Right? Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall.
See, that's Edom. That goes into what Psalms 139. It says, remember the daughter of Edom in the time of Jerusalem. Right, it said, raise it, even to the foundation of the road. Right, happy shall he be that rewarded thee, as thou hast rewarded us.
Right.
Go read that part again.
It says, take a good heart, O Jerusalem.
So take a good mind. A lot of people have a bad mind. See, a lot of people walking around, they have a bad mind towards their own salvation, towards their own restoration. We're out here trying to bring good news, and now people have a bad heart. So take a good heart, O Jerusalem. Come on.
For he that gave thee that name will comfort thee.
Shall comfort you. And how's the Lord comforting you? First with what? With the spirit of his mouth, and then what? With the brightness of his coming.
Right.
Come on.
Miserable are they that afflicted thee. And we see that now Trump, he's looking a bit pissed, he's all over the place right now, because you know what's coming, man. He's dying too.
Right, because they're saying in the UN, United Nations, that the slave trade was actually the worst humanity crisis on earth.
So what's the three countries that denied it?
Well, it was America, Israel, and Argentina that spoke against it. Man. Miserable, read that part again.
Miserable are they that afflicted thee.
Right?
Right? And rejoiced at thy fall. And that's all the nations, man.
Right, all you nations rejoiced at our fall. All you nations. The Arabs, the East Indians, the Chinese,
Right.
all you nations rejoiced at the fall of the so-called blacks and the indigenous people of America. You benefit from our destruction.
Right.
So guess what? When our Messiah comes back, we're going to rejoice at your fall,
Right.
at your destruction.
That's right.
We will laugh and give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rabban Kadash, in that day. Come on.
Miserable are the cities which thy children served.
And we served you East Indians.
Right.
We served the Arabs.
Right.
We served the so-called white man.
Right. The Chinese.
We served all you nations.
Right. It's still serving now, yeah.
Come on.
It says, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. All of you that received our
It
sons.
said,
Man.
miserable is she that received that. So talk about America. that America specifically, that great whore that sits upon all these other nations. Miserable is America, and America is miserable right now.
Right.
If you see, America is in a state of total. They're saying it's a third world country right now. America's become a third world country, the land of opportunity, the land where dreams come true, right?
So
The land that the streets are paved with gold. Look at the state of it now. Drug addiction, right?
Homelessness.
Fentanyl crisis, right?
zombies looking up on with skip rolling.
Yeah.
Right. But Elder, even in the UK, people don't even see it.
Homelessness.
There's a lot of homelessness here.
Yeah, Esau is all our homeless.
And it's gonna get worse. A lot of you lot are gonna be homeless because even the AI is gonna take away some of your jobs.
That's right.
So good luck.
There's a lot of companies over in America that's declared bankruptcy.
Right.
Right, mass layoffs, joblessness. Coming out, you know.
Right. It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin, I was glad of thy food. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
Right.
Yeah.
So America, the so-called white man's world, you're gonna be grieved for your own desolation.
Europe is full of you know.
Are you American?
So do you believe that the so-called white man should pay for what is done to other people?
The so-called what?
So-called white man.
The white man.
Those who enslaved the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
No, I
should
don't
they
believe
pay-
in enslavement. No.
But should they pay for what they've done?
Yeah, they should.
Old news, bro. They're all dead. It don't matter, though, does it?
What?
No, I reckon they should pay for what they did all those years ago. That's what I want to say.
I don't think they should.
No.
It's old news, bro.
Maybe you're still doing it though.
No, we're not. Who are we enslaving?
You're still destroying nations though. You understand what I'm saying? You're still contemplating doing it. You understand what I'm saying? It hasn't ended. You know, you're not really about peace now and stuff like that. Come on now.
Let me ask you a question, right?
I'm anti-enslavement myself.
Let me ask you a question. If I come and rob something from your house, right, and I move you into the garden, and I give everything in your house to my children, and my children now live in your house, and you live in the garden in the shed, is that right? What should happen? What should happen? No, but what should happen? Wait, what should happen? What should happen if it's nothing?
They should pay it back.
Right, so the children that's living in my house that got taken by their forefathers, should they not give back my house to my children?
Yeah, they should.
So why? So that means the so-called white man should, and who didn't do nothing with their forefathers, should they not give back what they took from us?
Yeah.
You see, that's why you're going into slavery. I tried to
right.
help you. That's why.
That's right.
That's why Isaiah 14 it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Because guess what? You can't.
You benefited from what your forefathers have done. You benefited
The
from.
other one could be an issue because he can see it. Because the Edomite, the other one, he's got predator, but the one on the left, and maybe the camera's right, you can see he's clear. He came out straight and said, he said the right thing. So I would pretty much, it was a bit hot there, but I would have asked him a little bit more. It was so easy as it is. Line walk down for an Edomite to come out and just tell the truth. An Edomite spirit to come out and say, the right thing. Nobody can come in.
That's why I said to the brother.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said to the brother.
That's why I said to the guy on the right, I said to him, prepare, so that's why he's going to my saying that. I never said it to the other one because I reckon it.
And I'll say it like this, man.
Right.
Remember, there's going to be an innumerable multitude from other nations. So a lot of Israelites that get saved are going to look like other nations. The majority of our people that get delivered are not going to look like the typical Negro.
Right. That's why I asked him and I wanted to dialogue with him because he could be an Israelite. But because the answer the other one gave, that's the answer the other one gave, that's why I read it and I said that. I said, that's what it is.
So
No, I'm saying that's the scripture pertaining to your topic.
I can get it.
go back to
I like it. But the rest of it's good, bro. Verse 24. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity. So shall they see shortly your salvation from our God. We shall come upon you.
Wait, say that.
I was going to say he's going to be done if it's from any other part of the world. Like he's going to be done.
He was a so-called black. This is a statue in Italy, in Naples. They know he was a black man. Come on, read that again, read that part again.
It says, like as the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity.
Right, all you nations have seen what happened to the so-called blacks and the indigenous people of America. You saw it, right? And you also benefit from it. Come on.
So shall they see shortly your salvation from our God.
Shortly. Because the Lord's shortening the days. You know that? The Lord's shortening the days now. Right? I think where is it? That's so hold on, where was that one? I posted it on the chat. Let me try and get out. Hold on, wait. Let me try and get that.
Because bro, the so-called New Year, which the New Year actually begins in the spring, which is now. Yeah, it's now. It's quick.
I didn't put it on my thing. What did it say?
Yeah, I got the WhatsApp.
But the days are speeding up. So there's shortly these other nations, they're going to witness it, right? Lord willing, we know it's going to be in our lifetime. Come on now, we know. Lord willing, you know, I live for the next 4 years. The most I don't take my spirit. Sometimes I wish for death sometime, but my great aspiration is to see and witness the Lord's return. Right?
Did you purchase it?
Right, so breaking news. The earth is going to spin much faster over the next few months. So fast that several days are going to get shorter. Okay? That's what their scientists say.
If anything, it's the sun that will. That's why Joshua said, "Oh, sun, stand still." The sun that moves, the earth abides still.
Right.
Wait, so if the earth doesn't, what happens?
Right, we're going to answer that after.
It says, but we get the point what
Right.
was brought out. It's going to be short.
Oh, wait. That repeats the longer short. There's Matthew's chapter 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sakes, those days shall be shortened. Right, so shortly they shall see our salvation. Why? Because the Lord is shortening the days, man. For who? For the sake of the elect. Come on.
It says,
You guys are Israelites. You guys those people.
your salvation from our God, which shall come upon you with great glory and in brightness of the everlasting. My children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God. For thine enemies have persecuted thee,
Right?
but surely thou shalt see his destruction.
So at the same time, are these other nations, they're going to see our salvation. But surely at the same time, we're going to see their destruction. So it's all going to be intertwined. The salvation of the elect and the destruction of our enemies. Right? Let me get this precept. This is 1 Corinthians 15 verse 24. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. Right? So we're going to be delivered up into what the chariots. Right in the eyesight of all these other nations. Right? And at the same time, the Lord is going to destroy all these power structures and authorities on planet Earth. To make space for when we come back down, according to Revelation 21, when we come back down as New Jerusalem, we're going to inherit the earth.
Right.
And establish the kingdom of our heavens on planet Earth forever. And it tells you in Daniel chapter 7, the saints shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom, even forever. Even forever. and ever, man. Right? And that's the main point. But anyway, with that, let's close up. So with that, we're going to say, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Baruch Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Kodesh, Kua Mash'ala, Kua Mash'ala, Kua Mash'ala, Kua Mash'ala, Yahweh Baruch Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh.
Oh yeah.